request for the shake of others is just about the knowing more, with learn more, the knowing more about God, but about the creating space for Holy Spirit to the transformation our inner the character, the personality, identity, and the inner character. So integrate. You have to use our identity and the character. They include the personality and the physical, the state, and the spiritual, the affair, and the condition too. In our modern world, 21st century, right? This transformation often requires, what is the requires? Account cultures unplugging. So plugging, if you want to connect materialism or the internet or the smartphone, you don't have the charging, maybe the burnout, sometimes we have the expression, some the too much using the cell phone or internet line, maybe no charge, no battery, right? So unplugging. So plugging means you want to more the setup, and then we have the energy value. So I'm plugging to here the similar voice. Okay, you can the screen here. That either is drawn out, is noisy and then detailed dissipation. Number one, the silence and solitude. You have to twin the discipline. The silence quiet, the solitude silent. Often the core, the foundational. We need foundation, right? If you want something using the plan or a house or some the building, we need a foundation. So the foundational, the disciplines, because they provide the environment where all other spiritual work they happen. So they provide the environment where all others the spiritual work they happen. The solitude is a practice of being advanced from the people and the distraction to be present to God. It's not the same and loneliness. Actually, or the we stay alone, loneliness or inner emptiness. The inner emptiness, the why the solid inner the upliftment. The upliftment means so you want some the offer where you seek other people and you have a connection, but sometimes we live some the cozy space and alone. So solitude is alone, the being alone here. The practice about alone. The silence is the voluntary arresting from the speaking, external the silence and the quieting over the mind. The internal the silence. So why they matters? Why they matters? They have the solid or silence. The breaking the power over self-justification. The justification, your justice is a long or good or the easy hard, the software or hardware, the breaking of power over self-justification. In conversation, we often try to manage how others see us, how others see us. Other people that think about me. It's my identity or personality or the symbol and the characters. So in silence, we drop the act in the stand before God and the truly are. We drop the act and stand before God as we the truly are. The sensibility, the spirit, by removing the background noise of life, we are losing our lifespan, right? So the shaking or dizzy handling, if you are driving low, the asphalt or cement or some the local road, maybe some areas, it's not the balance. So maybe dieseling or handling the sometimes it's hard, right? The driving because we have the background noise. Sometimes you have more some of the spiritual profession. So we need a balance. So by removing the background noise, like we become more attuned to the subtle, the spiritual format. The illustration, the setup, daily practice of the Sabbath for the soul, allowing the lovers to system, the settle, and the heart to find the last. So this for the spiritual side. So find the last. Why? We have the lovers system to settle, and the heart to find the last. So the inspiration. To understand the silence and solitude, it have to view them as the more furnace of transformation, the why they are distinct action, or they function like the two sides of the same coin. So we have a coin, right? So front the back. So we have the silence and solitude work together. It's like the coin, same coin, but we have two sides, two sides, right? The front and back. So they function like the two sides of the same coin. One coin, you have the two sides. It's not two coins, the one coin. So you cannot truly have one without the others. This connection, because we can live by self. So we have along with the community or some other people. So you cannot truly have one without the others. The solitude provide the space and environment or community, and the silence provided for stillness. The here is a deeper look at the how there's twin the displays function in the Christian life. So the Christian life will include the community and then church member, okay, and the family member. So they have a look how to the twin display is a silence or the solitude, the function in the Christian life, the one coin, the two sides, right? Solitude, the practice of being alone, the solo, right? What is solo? So one single, right? So solitude, the practice of being alone. In a Christian context, the solitude is not the retreat from the reality, but retreat in your deeper reality. It is the act of stepping away from the web of social interaction, the expectation, the role you play, and the constant input of others. So to be alone is the creator. So the chatting too. If when you have the chatting with other people, right? So sometimes interaction and also the communication. So some people want more deeply and the retreats, and also they want to have the social interaction and communication. The Jesus as a model. So I want to give the model, just like the Jesus. The Jesus friendly widow is a lowly place. The phrase, the Luca 5:16, that he did this before major decision, the joining the 12, after great success, the feeding the 5,000 people, and during deep grief, the death of John over fasting. So we have 5 pieces. 5 bread or 2 pieces, right? So we have one the bread and a little 2 pieces. But the people, what about that? maybe scrolling maybe die because we don't have eating eat all day or more colorful day. So the person asked the Jesus, how can I do? We can survive in the desert. So the Jesus make the bread, the fish, the make the feeders, the 5,000 people, right? So here, during deep sleep, the deep over John the Baptist. So Jesus said the models, the Lord faced the prey. Yeah, he did it before major decision, the choosing the 12, after great success feeding the 5,000 people, and during deep sleep, the death over John were vested. The unmasking, when we are around the people, we on the constantly the performance, we want to look smart. Everybody wants to smart, right? So kind and terrible. In solid there is our audience. We are forced to comfort the who we are when no one is watching. So there's the unmasking. So who we are when no one is watching. So you are forced to comfort. The stronger, the most people find the solid, the terrifying at first because the inner noise. The inner noise inside my heart, inside my body. So we have a structural syndrome, the anxiety, guilt, the boredom, or isolate, or sometimes loneliness. This becomes depending. The first thing the thought is a big discomfort where the healing is the beginning. So when we start healing, we are alone here. The screen time. So maybe you are rich and you have a good health and you have a good relationship. Maybe you're not healing time because you have a sacrifice in your life. So you don't need anything. I'm okay. But some people, the screen time, when the screen time, they need some help. So they want to try the community or the family member or friendship, the best friend. But sometimes they give their hand, but the limit is not wholly the settled, right? So we need somebody help, the friendly or the holy. So who can? Only Jesus, right? So the first thing, the discomfort is where healing begins. When the second time, the most people find the solid, the terrifying, and first because the inner noise. That we have inner noise because we have no peace, no joy, no love. The anxiety or guilt, the boredom or sometimes depression, this is the inner noise. So when we have solved the environmental issue, we are alone. Okay? The silence, the practice of being the quiet. If solitude is about where's our body, the silence about what the mouth and mind are doing. The silence is more intentional. The choice to stop, the floor, the word, the both spoken word here. So mouth and mind. So sometimes we have to decision. So we have the spirit and also we have heart. We have the mouth and the ear, right? So sometimes we have to talk, but sometimes we have to listen carefully. So mouth and mind work together. So silence, the intentional, the choice stop, the plural word. They're both spoken here. Only stop. Just listen. Yeah, hear the word, listening, the different. The hear the patch, the listening is more active. The two type of silence. The page 36. If the soul is about the where's our bodies, the silence about what the mouth and mind doing, the silence the intentional, the choice to stop the flow word, the both spoken word heard. The page 37. The two types of silence, external silence, the turning off the music, the focus at the chatter. The internal silence, the much harder task for hiding the monkey mind, the less deflate arguments, the plan the futures, or worry about the past. So internal silence, the external silence different, right? The external silence, maybe your noise, is too much loud music, so you're turning off on music, or broadcast, or chatter, because we have chatting, right? But the internal silence is a word, the spiritual, and your inside of your heart, some the noise. So I told you anxiety, right? Anxiety, the too much dopamine, sometimes addiction. So we have to prevent addiction. So we have to too much plan the futures, and because we have stress management, right? Then what about the past? So we have trauma. So we have the trauma, but keep going. The front, maybe we have an inside noise. So we need a silence, right? The inner silence. The silence and listening, the same mean. We often treat prayers as our monologue where we tell God what we want. So the prayers, so what you want, what I want, do, to pray for something, for health, or money, or financially, or you had the job, or you have some family member issue. So what do you want? The we want. The silence spirit is the plan to future, the what about the past. The silence listening, so we have the listening and the supplement or immuniment, and the God give it her or the calling was give some the message. So we have the more listening. So when we ever receive this message of God, the silence. So we often treat prayer the monologue, where tell God what you want. The silence spirit is making prayers, the dialogue where we wait for God to speak. So no committee, no family member, no best friend or your coworker. Only do we waiting for the God message. So silence or listening to the God. The timing, the tongue, the James 3 described what tongue inspired. By practicing silence, we learn to control our word. We have to be careful with tongue, right? So we have to work the good word. Sometimes ugly word, you know, right? We hurt somebody. So sometimes we have mistake, or sometimes we did a piece of cake, a piece of little matters. Maybe we not control the tongue. It will make a more big mess. So later we did something more. Those elements is a more we had more big matters. So we had to be careful. So we learn to control our word. So we had to talk the dance or the good, the positive word, and we had to give some the cheered word. Okay. So we realized that we don't have to have opinions on everything or defend ourselves every time we are misunderstood. But every time we are misunderstood, so we angry for some people, and the people argue or fight the party. So we have to be careful, and then we realize that we don't have to have an opinion or everything, or defend ourselves every time we are misunderstood. So when we are happy, no problem, everything, thanks, sorry. When we have somebody help me, so I had my answer, thanks. Sometimes I have a mistake, so maybe it's my mistake make the other people uncomfortable situation or something that happen, we have to say the sorry. So we have only two words, the very important is my life. Okay? So why they are called the twin? So one coin you have two sides, right? I call you. The does two disciplines work together, no crate or containers. The container mean we put in the inside some protect something, and also framework. So we want to protect or the clean or we want to prevent or destroy or broken. So we have to make framework, the containers. For the spiritual growth, the spiritual, you can be or solid alone, but still have your mind feel either noise over the social media. The conservative, or you can be silence or crowd room, but the lack of solid that prevent you from being the fully the present God. So maybe if we have this classroom, you're very tired because we have class. I teaching and you're learning, but you put here the game room. So everybody chatting or some the game, the video game, too loud. Too loud, we can listen, right? We can listen or we can speaking. So we don't understanding or each other on the connection, the unplugging, and then you are the student or the professor, right? So we need the crowd room, so you can be silent. But the lack of solid prevents you from the being fully presented to God. So to lodge your imminent to your the issue, maybe you disconnect God. So God gives the message. So you have to be careful you are listening when we stay the quiet room, right? Your quiet space. The benefit of praying, the period, what is accomplished, the perspective, your realized world continues to spin without your constant activity or input to spin. So you realize the world continues to spin without your constant or activity input. Input, the put out, the same. So the spin is continue. The world is continue, it's not stay, no peace. The continue and the spin. What matters? So your constant activity or the stay or it matter. The input or put out, the world continues spin. The freedom, you break the addiction to being the lead or noticed by others. So we limit. So isolate or the solid the same value. So you break the education or being lead or notice others. Discernment, it becomes easier to disclose your own ego from the promptings of Holy Spirit. Compassion, the paradox call it, the paradox, French paradox, French paradox, the Greece or Europe people, French people like the wine, the alcohol, right? So too much alcohol, but they have no skinniness. Why? They have the more good ingredient to our level store. So we have paradox. So if you using the Holy Spirit, but not too much side effect. You have the one coin, you have two sides. The front or benefit or side effect. We have the medication. We have a lot of the medication. So sometimes this medication help me, but sometimes this medication give me the side effect. So the compassion, paradoxically, the spending time away from the people often make you are more loving and patient when you return to them. When you are returned to them, day more, the spending time away from people often making you are more loving and patient. For practical implementation, sometimes we have easy imagine. Sometimes we have dental problem, so we have some implant something, right? So practical implementation, you don't need to join monastery or practice there. You don't need to join the monastery practice there. Why? You can start the micro solid. You can start the micro solid. The micro. What is micro? Very small, right? You start a piece of a step. The first 5. Spend the first 5 minutes of your day in the total silence before checking your phone. So this means quiet time, the QT time. So automatically you get up every morning, you touch the telephone or the smartphone. Before we have time, the quiet time 5 minutes. The driving result, turn off radios or podcast during your commute. Use that car light or portable essentially. So sometimes we have music during the driving time, but sometimes you need quiet or silence. So we turn off radio or sometimes navigation. So just try the driving, the traveling, okay? For a while, maybe downtown areas you don't know. You stranded the building or the signal, traffic, the rush hour. It's a slow time. Maybe you can, or you want more, the healing time. Just maybe 10 minutes or 10 miles, 20 miles. Just try to the driving, you enjoy, and then stressful, and also you turn off music, navigation, so just driving, okay? The monthly mini retreats, the block out there 3 hours on Saturdays, on some months go to park or higher libraries without any digital device. So just the Bible or journal. So this the digital testing, right? Declining their attention. So just the monthly mini retreat without the device, smartphone or nothing, then no radio or anything. So you're climbing or the sea, or sometimes you get to go the park. So only without the device, every month, one time. Another why you walk the fear, the silence, because we are afraid of what? We are here. When the music stops, but as many saints have learned, the God relays short, whisper to you, and you have to more quiet to hear the whisper. Not to read. So sometimes we open the hear the silence. Because we are afraid of what we hear when the music stops. So sometimes when the silence, the midnight, everybody is asleep, right? But some people, what about their own hair? So usually the senior people, they turn on the radio during the sleep time because fear. But sometimes you can try. You're alone, you stay alone in your room and very quiet. The stop music, no using device, everything. Just time alarm, right? Only this is the noise, right? So sometimes I comfortable or cozy, but sometimes the fear, you can feel the fear. So this one will too much because we have too much environment or display or the music or noise environment. So sometimes it's not used by self, stay home by alone. So we had the practical implementation. So we have the first 5, the driving result or the monthly mini district. So we try to step by step. Right? So because we to avoid the fears, we have to enjoy the by self, the healing time, the quiet time, why we need a connection to God and the God message. Okay. Second, the role of a spiritual discipline is for the page 38. The spiritual disciplines, not the midst body, the way to earn God's favors. Instead, they are wisdom, the base of practice, wisdom, the base practice. Where is Bible? That the place or is position, where position is community or church member or your best friend, the court, the family member, knows where the God. The position where God can work on earth. So God make works. So community they don't work for me here. The things over them, like a sailor sailing or sail, the sailors does not trade the wind, but the sail ensure the boat is caught by it. So here the sailor doesn't trade the wind. The sail ensure the boat is catching by it. Okay? The core characteristic over discipline, the discipline over abstinence, the fasting, the digital fasting, the silence, the solid, the chastity, and humility, they have or detached from the things that have a manipulative or hold on me, earth. The doesn't have detached from things that have a manipulate the hold me, you, the earth. Displays over engagement. So engagement where we join some of the community world, the connection, the people, the study, worship, celebration, the service, and the prayer. Those help us attach to the character and the name of God. So attachment and achievement. Yesterday I have a class over here, the people here, the attach. If you need some little homework presentation, you are attached file from the picture or some the graph, something, right? Attach the plus, the N. The achievement, you have to make the goal, so maybe the result. So this is the being. So attach from things that have a benefit or hold on earth. The displaying our engagement help us attach to the character and rhythm of God, image of God, and the image of the God. The displays are primary ways we offer our body as living the sacrifice, the donors warriors, that they say the displays the primary way we offer our body and living the sacrifice. 3. The digital fasting, declaiming our intention. The digital fasting is a modern application of our ancient discovery of our fasting. In a world where attention, the economy, is designed to keep us the scrolling, the digital fasting is active over spiritual rebellion or declamation. So this for the spiritual part. The technology we have to keep using, the maintain or using botanism, this is industry, but this part only the spiritual. So too much using the media botanism over some the IT industry botanism the product, we're not using the spiritual. Sometimes we have good benefit over the merchandising and the product and then media system and program. But sometimes we not think about only using the dependent or the merchandising. The maybe later, maybe we not think person. Just we had to omit the IT or the smartphone, right? So addition too. So you can live by self. You can live without your merchandising or smartphone or digital the cultures. So digital testing is a modern application of Einstein displaying the testing in a world where the attention economy and designed to keep the scrolling, the digital testing after spiritual rebellion or reclamation. The why we needed the digital test. Sometimes we need testing our body, right? Why too much overeat, less of the exercise, and less of the detox. So sometimes we need the fasting time. Why? We want recovery by body, right? So why we are focused about digital fast? The reason. Number one, breaking dependency. To provide to ourselves that we do not need the hit over dopamine from the notification or like to be okay. So dopamine, we have some of the experience something, but happy. So we have to repeat. We have a repeat time, the habit. So I tried before this one. Oh, I'm happy. So my brain memory, they want to keep going the repeat. So addition too. The cortisol hormone, adrenaline hormone different. This hormone is a hormone, negative hormone. But the dopamine, the positive hormone. So chocolate. Sometimes when you are depressed time, too tired, maybe you try to chocolate, one piece of chocolate, is happy, right? Why? We touch endorphin hormone and then dopamine hormone. So lipid, the habit. So they make a habit. So breaking dependency. So probably to ourselves that we do not need a hit over dopamine from the notification or like to okay. Regaining focus. The focus, the digital noise fragment our attention. So we have to focus with our attention, but sometimes too noise over the media, the digital device, we can the concentration and some other issue or matters. So testing help reintegrate. So we have some system, have a device, but we integrate, but reintegrate because we are reboard our mind, so we can pray and think deeply. So we have to focus. So what kind of using the marriage, the prayer. So we have quiet time and we need some of the solitude, honor. So we can pray and more think deeply. So we needed the fasting, digital fasting. The presence of each other's by throwing away the screen, we become available to the incarnational, the presence of the people, the physically in front of us, the presence of others, the by putting away the screens, we become available to the incarnation, the presence of people, the physically in front of us. So some family home all day, the watching TV, turn over the couch. So some people invite me, we did a discussion on one table, and you game or eating the table. But some people, maybe 4 people there, maybe 3 people talking, and communication, keeping touch. The one person alone. So they stay the couch, just screen. So no things, just listening. They don't involve the communication or join or the communication time. How to practice or digital fasting? So we know that why we need fasting time. So now, how can I the fasting using phone? How to practice? First, the daily mini fast, the daily every day. The setting phone free zone. I stayed the Jinjiban, the sauna room last night because I had to stay one day because I had a class. So I turn on the alarms the 7 a.m. But I wake up early this morning. So right away I touched my cell phone. I want news, I want music. So I don't have time on stopping. Oh, I have to first of all, I have time, I have time. But I touch right away. It's I open eye and my hand on time, the cell phone. So it's addition, right? Sometimes we need a silence over, sometimes we have a solitude over the multimedia, the device, but it's not easy. So phone free, maybe here, everybody have the phone, smartphone, but maybe you left or lost your hand, your cell phone one day. How you are feeling? Maybe now you have a cell phone, right? You bring the cell phone. Maybe you forgot, you stay in your kitchen. So you come here, maybe but you have to stay outside all day. How you're the fear, right? Uncomfortable or inconvenience or something that happen, you have to back your home early, right? Why? We have fear, the standing. Because we have used the hand all the time, but something good or important things is not the side or away from the side of my body. Maybe our body was shaking or sometimes they need to feel, the feeling better. So we had to try to have it, the phone free zone. So at least 1 hour, the 2 hour, the 3 hour, we have to try to make a habit. The phone free zone, the phone free time. To notice and the dinners, the table, for the first hour of the day. So sometimes the people, church member or family member eating together, the one table, and dining time. Everybody touch the cell phone. We not talk, just the hand, the left hand using the spoon, and right hand, the fingers using the cell phone. So we had to set in the phone free, and also the no touch at the dinner table or for the first hour of the day. The weekly Sabbath, the taking or full 24-hour break from all screen and the social media once a week. So we had our retreat every 1 month, one time, right? So we did a fasting, the weekly Sabbath, taking a full 24-hour the break from all the screen, device or no YouTube or nothing, and the social media once a week. The notification of work, displays or non-human notification to ensure the phone interferes for you only for the people, not for the algorithm. So there's limit use. So only phone try the calling or listening, right? So to not the algorithm. So sometimes I touch too much this research over my product and then research the information. The algorithm, they know that they give a lot of the information. So sometimes we need away from them, device and algorithm. So only touch and we connect your friend or your workplace people. So we just teach and the limitation. Because we have to learn the AI from the algorithm. Okay, don't too much using the device. In an age of where our lives are intertwined with technology, the concept of digital testing has emerged the vital practice of reclaiming our time, the mental clarity, so spiritual the pair, the mental clarity. The digital testing involves intentionally taking a break from digital device, including the smartphone, the computers, and the social media. Why? Why we have to avoid testing? Why? To reduce distraction and improve overall well-being. So we have retreat less from device. So we did the testing. The why? The well-being life, optimal well-being life. So this practice, the testing practice, is becoming increasingly diverse, especially where we find ourselves overwhelmed by constant notification and the digital noise. So we have solution, right? With the testing for some of the device noise and inner noise, right? We have a external noise, we have a inner noise. By stepping back, we can enhance the productivity, improve our mental health, so and the personal development. So mental health and personal development and the community or the people or relationship. Okay, I give an example. We have cook rice, cook lighter. So they have AI version. They talk. Already I make the rice. Please turn off that with just the mix. So the episode, one senior, the female, 75 female, the joint every Sunday church. So they have a young people church member. So nobody talked the her. So after the church service, nobody give them a call or hey, hi, or something, nothing good. So they feel alone, solitude, so alone. So she went back home, very 120-mile driving the home, 10 minutes, maybe 1 hour distance, 10 minutes. Why? Nobody give to me, say hi or no word. But the rice cooker, I touch here, hello, okay, I make your rice. So, okay, second, okay. And rice cooker, please mix. I say, okay. So we talk, no communicate the person. Talk rice cooker. You understand? Yeah. So the solid means no integrate one the interactive or A person, B person no connect because we no connection or no unplug. So maybe it's not plugged. We make the screen maybe unplugged, maybe screen dark, right? No anything, right? So we have no connection. So solid. So we have some problem. We have the spiritual world grow, or we make the connection with other people. So we have more the device something, right? So we have some the I'm teaching and you're the listening, right? So maybe I teaching, but some people maybe using the cell phone, smartphone, the game, maybe they not come the or some museum or anything. So when we are meet the people and eating the table, even the family member with the pre-phone devices on, and then only focus the eating table and with the communication. So we have more help the well-being life. Okay. So we need the digital fasting life. So we already understand why we need a fasting the digital device and how can I do make it toll. So I want to more focus today. Yeah, you know that everything here, but I want to focus digital fasting, the understanding the digital fasting. So this means do not use smartphone no more. No more using the internet, no more chat, no more YouTube. It's not me. We using smart way, but the spiritually function have to make more advantage of work to grow. So how can I using the smart way? So we have understanding the digital fasting. Okay. What is the digital fasting? The digital fasting is the deliberate act of reducing, maybe I increase and reducing. So eliminating. So maybe too much load turn up the low volume, and something maybe you don't need something we have to eliminate. Yeah, because sometimes we have too much spam mail, right? We have to delete because we need space. But sometimes maybe I just not touch anything, too much spam mail. They have the Gmail, they give the notice too much. So 2% of space. Please you have to upgrade or eliminate the mail. So usable digital device for specific period. The similar to traditional the fasting, the aim, why you using aim, it's to create a space free. Yeah, space I explained to you, mail. The space free from the user the distraction the technology brings. This can involve turning off notification, the setting aside the device, or during the 13 hours, or completely unplugging for a day at a time. The purpose, the why we have the digital fasting, this the purpose is to help individual reconnect, revert, either themselves, their environment, also the community, and their relationship without interference over the screen. So without the interference over screen, so we recover, reconnect with themselves, their environment, and the personal life, your personal optimal well-being life, and also reconnect the community, the relationship. Okay. The origin of our digital fasting, where from? The ideas of fasting is not new, it's the old version. It has root, the various of cultural and religious practice that advocate or temporary abstinence from the certain food or activities for spiritual or health religion. So, IOU, when you go IOU, they stop the device. Only they have the medical requirement, the rule. Sometimes you can try X-ray or CT, MRI room. They don't have nothing. Why? They have strong electric power. So maybe this one or chair, everything goes inside the machine. The CT or MRI, they have too much strong electric power. So this means here, it has rooted the various cultural religious practices that advocate or temporary abstinence from the certain food or activities for the spiritual or health reason. The digital fasting has evolved from the God's principle as people recognize or pervasive influence of our technology and on their daily life. So we have the container, the framework, is about our daily life. So maybe piece of something, the part. So we had to reconnect or integrate. So with technology and multi-hour modernization of the IT industry and the device, so we have part. But we essential our life because more convenience and the more we short the time and also useful more the part. So here, the digital fasting has evolved from their principle as people recognize the pervasive influence of our technology on their daily life. Its rise can be attributed to including awareness of our psychological impact of our excessive screen time and growing desire for more the balanced lifestyle. So psychological impact or excessive screen time, the growing desire for more balanced or lifestyle. So I mentioned the dopamine, endorphin, so addiction, and stress hormone, and cortisol hormone, and adrenaline hormone. So sometimes the thyroid hormone they from the big power or limited power, maybe studies affect the studies, maybe domestic the flying and international flying is different. Some the studies from the international airline flight, the people have some cancer because we have the more down the domestic they are low level, international more high. So the people more healthy because the maybe less of the electric power, the radiation. So this for especially the screen and time and then growing desire for more the balanced lifestyle. So at least we have to make our pre-porn zone during the sleeping time. So they have the evidence of the Japan, the science, the evidence, the theory, they want to try. So the cell phone, maybe smartphone, maybe your side, the by the time is healthy or they make a cancer, but they result is not true. But they just for sleeping time. You are left, right? We are deeply sleeping time is better. So we had away from the phone, the pre-phone, the drone. So we are living the life, okay? Today, many are discovering the benefit over disconnecting. So today, many are discovering the benefit over disconnecting. What disconnecting? The human and the device. The smartphone or the screen and some the multi version or some for computers. Why? Much like a detox from the technology. So science they have a lot of evidence over the testimonial. So the why we need less John from the device. With why we need the testing, the multi-device or some digital the testing. So they have about discovering and they want to try to more research and they need more evidence over the science the testimonial. The benefit over digital testing. So if when I using the digital testing, what kind of benefit for me? enhance the productivity, productivity. Most of our, the scientific, the benefit or digital testing is the boost. The boost. We have to make this setup. The plug, it's given to our productivity when we are reduce our screen time, the watching the TV time or using the YouTube time, particularly on social medias and other distracting the platform, we can focus better or task for hand. We can focus better on task at hand. On study how that limiting the digital distraction can lead to improve the concentration and we are more focused. Eventually, we're completing work related to the project, which can ultimately lead to a higher quality output. We mentioned the input, output. So the can ultimately lead to higher quality output. Are you tired of being constantly interrupted by notification? So are you tired of being constantly interrupted by notification? Answer, right? The digital, the testing can be the solution. What kind of solution? Because you need to reclaim your focus. So you have to focus, so you have to finish your something, the job, something. You can using the multi-device or ChatGPT or Gemini, you can try. But sometimes we have to lose your guideline. Sometimes this is useful tool, but we not focus. Maybe they give a long guideline. You have experience? Yeah. Sometimes I want to try something, finish my homework and then project something. So I make a decision my project. So subject. So I want to try this one. But AI, they're smarter than me. So how about Choi? Dr. Choi, I want to give you more information. You want to try this one? So sometimes I say, oh, I think it's much better. So every time I depend on their opinion and they give me the guideline. So we follow that. So later, I realized, oh my God, it's the first time I decided this is my project, but now just no way. Yeah, so we have to focus. We have the conversation word. We have to focus, and we have plus attach is more important, right? The improved mental health. The reducing the screen's time has been linked to better mental health outcome. The many people have experienced anxiety and the stress stemming from their digital interaction. So some people using the YouTube smartphone 1 hour, 2 hours, sometimes the game player and or watching TV. So they sometimes they need the managing time, the daily time, but they lose the interaction. So many people experience anxiety and the stress stemming from their digital interaction. So just I want to enjoy, I want to less time, it's more retreat my life. So I don't want to stress. So just the game something, game player, but overstream, they give me more stress, right? So we have the anxiety or stress stemming from their digital interaction. The particularly is the social media. By engaging in the digital testing, individuals often report low level of anxiety and depression. By engaging in the digital testing, the individual often report a low level of anxiety and depression. The break allow for mental clearness and emotional calmness. The want to improve your overall well-being. The want to improve your overall well-being means it's an optional optimal living life. So digital detox may help you achieve more the peaceful state of mind. The digital detox may help achieve more the peaceful state of mind. So we had more three steps, right? The first five, and we had the declining, and we did a detox life. So I mentioned the front. The better work-life balance. The digital testing can scientifically contribute the healthiest work-life balance. When we limit our engagement with the technology, it creates opportunities for more the meaningful interaction with the family and friends. So we create the opportunity from more the meaningful interaction with the family and the friend. So too much using the make a video device or TV device or computers. So you not too much have opportunity to more create the relationship or the people and or the member or community. So the digital testing take even more time. What kind of time? We make the create the opportunity for the connecting the people, communication, or the meeting. Who? With the family and the friend. This leads to stronger relationship and the sense of fulfillment that can often be lacking in your touch the study embodiment. So they often lacking in the teach the solitude embodiment. So we have to reset the communication or relationship. Imagine the spending quality time with the loved ones without the distraction or phone buzzing around the table. Is that bit of pressure? This means we eat together, eating table. We have a ceremony. Okay, you have a good job, so I want to buy lunch. So we have one table, so 12 people eating together. But we not talk nothing. So see, everybody maybe touch the phone. So how's mood? So the air fresh means how's your mood? You are feeling good? Right? No? Yes, no. Right? Everybody just eating. Everybody, each person they using the phone. So why we come here? Why eating here together? Right? It's unhappy. So air is mood air is down. Right? So how to practice digital testing? So we know that why start the digital testing? How can we have a solution? So we have the how to practice. Practice means we make the habit. So elementary work growing, the digital testing, we have setting time limit. We have to make an alarm. I want to maybe 7 a.m. I have to make an alarm. Why? I know that I had to wake up the 7 a.m. But sometimes feelings in my brain or physically my body unhappy or unhealthy. Sometimes I forgot. So all the time I have to make an alarm. So sometimes 7 a.m. but sometimes I wake up 6:30. Why we have to? I don't want to mistake. I don't want to late. So here the setting time limit. Why you want the digital testing? So I want to using only the beneficial the technology, but too much noise. So I want more make a free zone, and I want to set a time. The one effective strategy for digital testing is to set specific time limit for device usage. So, okay, I want to try only 10 minutes in the morning, and then lunchtime break, I want to YouTube only about 5 minutes. And I want to try the afternoon after dinner, maybe we are the cozy time, so just 10 minutes. So we make a set of time, right? We don't want to hold the addition. So we had to more control by self. So you might start small by designating the 13 hours per day and teach free. So for example, they want to give the example. You could choose to unplug for hour each morning or during the meal. So at least we had to turn up the smartphone or we hand up the device even during dinner time, the family time. So just to make a provision, we have to make a rule. We have to limit, we have to make an alarm. So hey, everybody work hard today. So we need I miss you guys. I know your family, right? So please, we let the role that we have John, give me pen, give me your cell phone, everything on here. So only during the dinner time, we talk, we enjoy food, okay? So you have to make a rule. Utilize your case. Tell apps that track the limit your screen time to help you stay accountable. The creating teach-free zone. Another practical approach is to establish a teach-free zone in your home or workplace. So I give you the sample. Distraction occurs areas where device not allowed, such as a dining room or bedroom. And I visit the clinic with my friend. He is a diagnosed medical doctor. So we are waiting room, but I make the sign. I should sign, please do not use cell phone because disturb other people. But some people stressful or sickness or some people noisy. Maybe everybody noisy, maybe they make an announcement, right? The poor, your 17 number, please come in. But too noise, everybody may be using those music or cell phone. Maybe some people they can listen, right? So they need quiet the place. So do not use cell phone. This is already known because don't bother other people. So we have the prison. So your workplace or home is very important here. This encourages face-to-face interaction and promote more relaxed atmosphere. So face-to-face, so face to device, no, face-to-face. What if you could enjoy meals or restful life without the virtual or technology? So what if you could enjoy meals or restful life without the virtual or technology? It's possible with intentional the planning. Usually, I using my multi version of the device, the computer, every day because I have to solve the project. But only Sunday night, Monday night, I'm not using the device, even the YouTube, because all night, every day I touch and I using the cell phone or smartphone or computers. My eye tired, the drive. So Monday and Tuesday I have class here. It's not comparable. So I'm not using the device, and then I don't need the book, not too much, because I'm protecting my eye health, and then because I want more screen, more each way. So sometimes you have to make a rule. So here it's possible with the intentional the plane. So maybe I try to someone, maybe it's okay to put my eye, right? So I mentioned the blue light last time. I mentioned blue light. So if you are using the device, computer, the daily time is okay, but the midnight turn off light and using the blue light is more tired. Yeah, tired over your eye. Okay, you protect your eye condition. And scheduling digital break. So we little break. So also the scheduling the digital break, the digital device little break. No, we want stay the restrict or reset, and we have a break time from the device. Incorporating the schedule, the break from device, the throughout the day can also be beneficial. The consider the stepping away from the screen every hour for few minutes the start, or take a short walk. So this not only help refresh your mind, but also reduce the strain on your eye and body from through the screen exposure. So sometimes we have the road, we have to pass all the way the signal. So some people they using the phone, only they focus on using the device. They not use the phone. So sometimes car accident, right? Some people pull out. Why? It's not helpful. So they use only focus here. So I will line. Sometimes the pole. So you have the focus something good. So only the side is not main. Why we protect our body? Why we have more liberation word the smart way and then spiritual word condition. So here, this not only help refresh your mind, but also reduce the strain on your eye and the body from prolonged screen exposure. So you have more to protect our body from ignorance. The challenge over digital testing, overcoming the symptoms. When starting digital testing, the many may experience withdrawal symptoms, such as restlessness or anxieties. Those feelings can be challenging to manage. To ease the transition, it's hard to prepare yourself mentally. Acknowledge that the feelings temporary and often the subside if you adjust. Engaging in the unactive active, such as living or spreading, can also help this problem. User will check your device. The goal, the quiz like this, ultimately, the practice about freedom. We practice silence so we can speak more. Lovely, we practice our solid here. The practice of being alone, the quiet time, I told you, the guided message 1 hour count time. Your holy, the lowly, and the alone time. Why? Too much noise, you can listen to God's message. So we practice solitude, so we can more present more community, and we practice digital testing, so our soul isn't owned by a device. So this means when we practice digital testing, so our soul isn't owned by a device, not obey from the device. We have to obey the God. And the Christian life, so Christian has to obey owned by God. So our soul, our spirit, the mental, we don't own by device. We don't need addition to buy device. Okay. At its core, Christ like this, often called sanctification word theory, the process of your inner nature, the being, let's say, until your automatic response to life reflect the response of Jesus. This shall be until your automatic response to life looks like the response of Jesus. So I told you, right, this morning, I wake up 7 a.m. Usually I have a quiet time, so it's my very habit or addiction, right? That way I open eye, same time, my hand, the device. So this time, I had to stop. Actually, I had to must have stop. Maybe wake up, either more the shaking my brain, and then I think about what to do today, or I need a quiet time. But open eye, here my head, open eye, my hand, where's my phone? So I want to touch my phone at the same time. So without the extra space time, the Jesus time, right? The quiet time. So usually some multi device, the smartphone, very useful our life cultures, but sometimes they destroy our soul or spiritual life. It is not about the pretending to like what Jesus were double-solely asking, what would Jesus do? In every moment, it's about becoming the kind of a person who naturally does what Jesus would do because you possess your character. So they sometimes they worry about, okay, we have identity from the Jesus, the God created our body, the spiritual and the state, the physically, the body, everything. But sometimes we had not recognize where from my body, where from my soul, from the Jesus. So we have the multi-device, essentially your life, but we controlled by Jesus is a point. So we're not owned by my body or my soul, owned by or multi-device. We own by the God and the Jesus, right? So today's subject, the summary, this focus. What would Jesus do in every moment? That is about becoming the kind of person who naturally does what Jesus would do by, because you're the person, you're His created. So He created our body, the soul. So the God want the state, the obedience by your God, in minimum. Okay. So inside out, input, inside out, transformation. The Christ-likeness is not a cut or moral paint you set onto the dirty pants. It's a spectral or innovation. The from willpower, illness, the most people that try to change it, thought eternalism, externalism. What's that? The focusing on pushing themselves to act. That's why the feeling bitter. The bitter. Act. That's why the feeling bitter. The Christianity is when the bitterness is like a healer. A healer. We already resolve. We have a solution, the settlement, and also we have more optimized or guided messages. The soul kindness flow out without effort. So kindness flow out without effort. The mind over Christ, it involves taking our Jesus' perspective on everything, how we view the money, the power, the suffering, enemy, and the God. The mind of Christ. The fruit of our spirit, Galatians 5:22-23, have a symbol, love, joy, peace, the patience, and it's the DNA of our Christ-likeness. Jesus will guard over the DNA, does not separate goal to check off. They are the collective symptom of our life, with our union with Him, the union with Him. So our community, the Christian life, we using the community, the culture, so we live there, the union. So we have to separate the goal to check off. They are the collective symptom of our life, live in the union with Him. So we are separated, so the God. So we Galileo world, your multi-device cultures and your Christian life together. But you have to realize we're not owned by device. We work together, we live together, the union, but we are God created our body, the cultures, the spiritual or mentally. So we owned by God, but in the side we using the tool. The three dimension of our Christ-likeness, to be like Christ means the image of God, the same thing. To be like Christ means imitating Him, the real specific direction. Our intimacy with either fathers, the Jesus live our constant stay over evidence. He didn't just visit God in the prayers. He lived out of his identity as a beloved son. The Christ-likeness means moving from relationship or duty with God on our delight. The duty is God on delight. The B, in order, the character and the integrity, Jesus was the same, the person in the desert temptation, as He was the mountain's inspiration, the Christian life, the closing of a gap between who you say you are and who you actually are when no one is looking. So Christian likeness is closing over the gap between who you say you are and who you actually are, and no one is looking. Okay. The input, output, the self-giving love. Jesus' life was defined by the towel and the basin, the act of washing feet, service, choosing your low place, service, the forgiveness, observing the pain of our offense rather than the passing on, the forgiveness, sacrifice, living for the flourishing for others rather than the comfort of yourself. So here outward, the self-giving love. How is it actually happen? How is actually happen? So you can change it, evidence of your lifespan, so optimal your life. If we could make ourselves like Christ of effort, we wouldn't need Savior. It is our collaborative A and B, we integrate, we collaborative process often displayed by your promoters. Your report, God grace. Your act and the God guideline. You obey God and message. So your report, God grace, the synergy. So parable, first of all, often describe the formulas. The Lord of the Holy Spirit. The Spirit is the agent of changing. He does the heavy lifting or changing your desires. So you have the changing your desires, heavy lifting up, but you have the no more anxiety, no more the stress, no more depression. The lower over disciplines, as you discourse, silence, solitude, and then fasting does make you holy. This means we learned from this class the fasting, but they can change your life. But they put you in the path of our spirit, so he can work on you. So this class and digital fasting and then this theory just help useful your life, but they can change it by self. Who change? The God help. So God and you effort and God grace and God help to work together. They more the balancing and then they more engagement and then this setup. Okay. The law of the Holy Spirit, the spiritual agent will change it. He does the heavy lifting or chilling your desire. And the law of display, as we discuss, silence, solitude, and fasting, don't make you holy, but they put on in the path of our spirit, so he can work on you. He work together, and they won't give a chance of opportunity over growing your life. The role of suffering, historically, the Christian have found that the Christian likeness grow most rapidly during trial. It is in the dark night of our soul. The dark night of our soul. That's our reliance on ourselves, the secret way, the living room for Christ's throne. So dark over your home, dark over space, the dark light of our soul. So there. So sometimes you used to use your Lord's space. So when you're alone, your space, limit space, turn away over the fear. David and then scared. So we had to use to either the front or face. So we had a more dark place, but we had a more peace of mind and the more no fears. We had a more holy. So we had a God message. So we had to call time. We did call time. Okay. So our reliance on ourselves, the strict way, leaving room for Christ's throne. The goal, the fullest live is human. So this kind of goal, a common misconception is that the Christian likeness make you the boring war friend, the version of yourself. In reality, it makes you your most alternative version of yourself. What is that? The glory of God is a human being fully alive. The glory of God is human being fully alive. When you become like Christ, you don't lose your personality. You lose your fair self, the ego, the insecurity, and the sins that mask God created you to be. So this one, we back Eden Garden, and so we back at the God's environment or God's community, the boundary ideas. We can be creative and recover the past your personality life, and also we can explore some danger life, so we can make more peace with the joy and lovely. So this one, the past self they have the label, insecurity, depression, the pain, the sickness, and worry. So they escape from this kind of the past life. So today we learn the Christian spiritual the formation, the silence, so the spiritual discipline or data testing. So they have it here. We have a twin. So one side of our coin, the front, the back. So our life, we want spiritual over God, but we have it on our way to the guideline. So we have some that escape from the guided boundary area. So you not focus on a digital device or addition or some the computer or your multi device. You have to back recover your the handling and you have touching by the guided hand. We have the more joy. We have a more peaceful mind, and also we have to change the stress management or the solution of our anxiety. So very important here. So please try the digital testing. So we had already we met the plan, and then how can I do? We have a solution. So you met the pre-form the zone, and you have the retreat, and you're once a month, one time you have to jogging or driving without